Here's a quote: "If we're going to make a move, we should make a move," said one high-ranking team official, speaking anonymously to protect existing relationships. If not, we need some leadership. And the leadership is the real problem, guys. That's the real problem. This
That anonymous official finally said what many people had been thinking. They believe the league either needs to make a change in its leadership or someone needs to step up and take action.
times. Here it says the WNBA's business is thriving, so why can't Kathy Engelbert escape criticism? Here it says Kathy was at the center court inside Barclays Center when the Liberty beat the Aces in a midseason tournament. After her job title, she took the mic to congratulate the team and was drowned out almost entirely. Okay, she was getting the hell booed out of her.
The main question in this situation is whether the WNBA needs stronger leadership. The first half of the season was filled with controversy, leading some people to wonder if NBA Commissioner Adam Silver might become more involved. However, it is important to separate facts from opinions. There has been no official announcement that Adam Silver is taking over the WNBA. Kathy Engelbert is still the league's commissioner. What is true is that Silver has publicly said he has been involved behind the scenes, and several reports have linked him to important league decisions. That is very different from saying he is now in charge. The real story is why Silver seems to be playing a bigger role at the same time many people are questioning Engelbert's leadership. The WNBA started this season with huge momentum. Caitlin Clark brought in new fans, packed arenas, gained national attention, and attracted people who had never followed the league before. But with that growth came more pressure. Every controversial referee decision, every hard foul, and every public comment quickly became national news. The league did not just become more popular, it also faced much greater public attention, and that raised expectations for its leadership.
Engelbert clearly cannot handle the job, and I believe that this is the time Adam Silver is about to step in. The signs have been pointing that way. He clearly inserted himself on the Caitlin Clark, Alyssa Thomas thing, which tells you the commissioner doesn't have a real pulse on it. And the lack of professionalism that has been shown on the court and off the court throughout the first half of the WNBA season can't really continue through the second half, and it permeated all the
criticism goes beyond one commissioner being booed. During Caitlin Clark's season, there have been injuries, missed games, and questions about how her health and playing time were explained. It is important to remember that these decisions are mainly handled by the Indiana Fever's coaches and medical staff, not the WNBA office. Even so, the lack of clear information has created confusion. Fans want honest updates, fair rules, and confidence that everyone understands how important these situations are. When information is unclear or decisions seem inconsistent, people often start making their own assumptions. That can hurt a growing league that is trying to keep new fans interested. The WNBA cannot prevent every injury, disagreement, or poor performance, but it can communicate more clearly, enforce its rules consistently, and respond quickly when controversies arise. At times, it has felt like the off-court drama was getting more attention than the basketball itself. While controversy may bring short-term attention, long-term success depends on building trust with fans.
right into things. So we all know the first half of the WNBA season, obviously for Caitlin Clark fans, was riddled with, back injury and, just non-clarity on her day-to-day, game-to-game situation. 1 minute she's playing normal, then next minute she's on a minutes restriction. The minutes restriction never comes off. Then she's off.
The NBA Replay Center is one example of the league trying to make officiating more consistent and trustworthy. It does not mean every controversial call will disappear. Even in the NBA, fans still debate referee decisions despite having replay technology and many more resources. What it does show is that WNBA leaders understand the need for a stronger system. That is the bigger issue behind all the recent drama. The WNBA is no longer a small league where mistakes are quickly forgotten. Every play is reviewed online, players respond on social media, and former athletes, TV analysts, content creators, and millions of fans help shape public opinion before the league even releases a statement. Because of this, the commissioner needs to do more than handle business deals. The job also requires strong communication, quick responses to problems, and the ability to keep the league looking organized during difficult moments.
I don't think that this league can continue this way. It needs to actually perform like a professional business, which is why Adam Silver has already inserted himself. He's already stepped in on the Kathy Engelbert, Caitlin Clark situation, and that was just the beginning. He's going to be full-fledged monitoring things. You see they have the NBA Replay Center coming now.
The headline shows the situation clearly. The WNBA is growing as a business, but its commissioner is still facing criticism. Both things can be true at the same time. Strong revenue and popularity do not automatically mean every leadership decision has been successful. It may also mean the league is growing fast despite some ongoing challenges. Caitlin Clark is not the only reason for the WNBA's success. The league already had talented players, loyal fans, and positive business growth before she arrived. However, it is hard to ignore how much her impact has accelerated that growth. More games have been moved to larger arenas, TV interest has increased, merchandise sales have risen, and discussions about the WNBA have reached a much wider audience. That is why this moment is so important.
This article in the New York Times, because it's saying, yeah, Kathy has brought some level, the business is thriving, but why can't she escape criticism? For one, the business we all know is only thriving because of the arrival of Caitlin Clark, but this business won't continue to thrive.
This part of the report stands out because it highlights how people inside the league are reacting. According to the article, many people were willing to share their concerns in private but did not want to speak publicly, even if their identities were protected. That does not automatically mean every criticism is true. Anonymous sources should always be treated carefully because they may have personal opinions, limited information, or other reasons for their views. However, when many people are hesitant to speak openly, it can suggest that the environment is tense or uncertain. It may mean that people are unsure about leadership or uncomfortable discussing the commissioner's future.
While there's seemingly no shortage of players other than team employees willing to complain publicly about day-to-day decision-making within the league, Engelbert's overall job security remains too hot for most to handle. While The Athletic spoke to a dozen sources around the league for this story, all almost refused to comment for publication, even anonymously. What they did do is provide a holistic view of the situation at Engelbert and the WNBA.
This is one of the most important parts of the discussion because it focuses on how the league is organized, not just on public criticism. Adam Silver appointed Kathy Engelbert as WNBA commissioner in 2019, and some reports have questioned how much independence she has because the WNBA's board of governors was reportedly less involved in that appointment. If accurate, that raises an important question. Does Engelbert make major decisions on her own, or does she ultimately rely on Silver when the biggest issues arise? There is nothing unusual about the NBA being involved with the WNBA.
Adam Silver appointed Engelbert in 2019, giving her commissioner title no previous WNBA permanent leader had possessed. It was a testament to her CV, highlighted by a stint as the CEO of Deloitte, a multinational business consulting firm, okay? It says, but the WNBA's board of governors lack involvement regarding Engelbert's hiring has led to question who exactly she reports to. Throughout her tenure, there have been moments that point to Silver's.
This part of the commentary says the league should focus on making smart business decisions, especially now that Caitlin Clark has become one of the biggest names in women's basketball. That idea makes sense, but it also needs balance. Putting business first does not mean giving one player special treatment or building the entire league around a single star. Fair competition is still essential. Every player deserves respect, and every team should trust that the rules are applied equally, no matter how popular someone is. At the same time, successful sports leagues understand the value of their biggest stars. The NBA promoted players like Magic Johnson.
Silver acknowledged that while he hadn't been at the bargaining table of the contentious WNBA CBA negotiations, he was playing a role behind the scenes. More recently, he reportedly involved the disciplinary process. He was involved in the disciplinary process of Phoenix Mercury forward Alyssa Thomas, now infamously the play involving her in Indiana Fever.
All-Star Weekend was another important moment for the league to show its progress. Events like this are meant to highlight the best players, create exciting memories, and attract new fans. They should make the league feel bigger than the regular season. However, when people leave talking about poor effort, presentation issues, player absences, or a disappointing overall experience, the league misses a valuable opportunity to impress viewers. One-week event does not define an entire season, but repeated problems can make people question whether the WNBA is fully prepared for the attention it is now receiving. Longtime fans may understand the league's history and traditions, but many new viewers do not.
It says CNBC's Game Plan Summit. They asked Adam Silver about it. He said, I'm not going to comment on that because I don't think it's fair to Caitlin and to Kathy either. That's the real issue here. So he indirectly told you, yes, he had to.
Some critics believe that Kathy Engelbert's relationship with players has been one of the biggest challenges of her leadership. According to the discussion, some players have said they never built a strong connection with her, and concerns about her communication became more noticeable as more players started speaking publicly. A commissioner does not have to be close friends with players. In many cases, the commissioner represents the league and team owners, whose interests may differ from those of the players. Disagreements during labor negotiations are normal. However, there is a big difference between healthy disagreement and poor communication. Players need to feel that their concerns are being heard, even if the commissioner does not agree with every request. Team owners need confidence that the commissioner can manage difficult negotiations while keeping the league united. Fans also want to see disagreements handled professionally instead of feeling like the league is in constant conflict.
She just can't lead, and they need somebody in there that's gonna like put the business first. Like this whole dating, like this Melissa Smith, DJ Carrington thing is a bad look. It's bad for business. A lot of this stuff is bad for business, man. And until they got to get somebody in there that can get a grip on this thing, and like it's actually needs to be run professionally now. You have a worldwide international superstar.
What happens next? The biggest possibility would be a change in leadership, but there is currently no confirmed announcement that Kathy Engelbert is being removed. The reports and discussions include private criticism and questions about her future, but nothing official has been decided. A more likely short-term outcome is increased involvement from Adam Silver. He could continue playing a bigger role in areas like labor negotiations, discipline, officiating improvements, media strategy, and other major decisions without officially replacing Engelbert. This approach could help the WNBA handle important issues during a period of rapid growth while avoiding the disruption of changing commissioners. However, there is also a risk. The more visible Silver becomes, the more people may question why Engelbert remains in charge. If he continues handling the league's biggest challenges, some may begin to believe that the real power is shifting away from the WNBA commissioner. Engelbert still has an opportunity to change that perception. She would need stronger communication, more visible leadership during controversies, better relationships with players and team executives, and a clear plan for turning Caitlin Clark's popularity into growth for the entire league. Most importantly, Silver's involvement would need to appear like teamwork rather than a sign that the league is stepping in to fix problems. Changing public perception will not happen with one interview or one statement. It will require consistent decisions over time that rebuild trust.
Opportunity for you to legitimize as a league. What was pulled at All-Star Weekend, that trash game the last 2 years, somebody's got to step in and get this thing fixed. Someone has to step in and get this thing fixed, okay? Now take a look at this. In recent years, Engelbert's communication style has been criticized and magnified by the players who aren't afraid to air their grievances, okay? While many players say they never had a relationship with Engelbert, the level of strain went mainstream when Nafisa Collier called out Engelbert during her exit interview. And we're all well aware of how she blasted her with that and brought up Caitlin Clark and all of this stuff. And the lack of professionalism that has been shown on the court and off the court throughout the first half of the WNBA season can't really continue through the second half, and it permeated all the way through All-Star break, and Adam Silver is ready to step in.